Went to the bi-yearly Denver Coin Expo yesterday and brought home a lot of booty. For shame. I didn't go there to pick up women. I'm talking about booty. I'm going to come back to show you it all. Hey, it's Silver Chupacabra, and no, it's not a penny or a nickel box video, or unveiling, or search, whatever you want to call that. I'm going to show you what I was able to find, quotation marks around the find, at the Denver Coin Expo this time around. I'm pretty happy with my finds yesterday, which was on a Friday. This is Saturday, and here they are. And a lot more than usual. When I do go to this coin expo or any coin show, I usually, I'll pan it down here a little bit more ago, I usually have a couple of things that I'm looking for, and I kind of just focus on that. Coin shows are tough ones because you can get too involved in too many things. So I kept it at three things really: Morgan's, Barber House, and Walking Liberties, as you have seen. Although I did pick up that, and I did get a couple of Barbers, quarter-wise and dime-wise as well. And I was really looking just for book fillers. That's about it. Even with the Morgans here, they're high-end book fillers, but they are book fillers. And, I thought I'd go through and show them to you, and that's what we're going to do. We'll start off with the Morgans. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the Morgans first, and, it'll just be little quick ones. I'm not using gloves, as you can see. None of these are, this is probably the closest to uncirculated there might be, so I'm being careful with it at least. It is first year Morgan, 1878, but as you can see, that's definitely not uncirculated. It has a little bit of wear to it, especially on that curl just right above the ear there. It doesn't have the detail you'd be looking for MS, but it's close. It's got a little bit of murkiness as well. I was actually looking through, I went through a bunch of my collection the last couple of weeks and really tidied up and figured out that I don't have an 1878 with the reverse of 7/8 tail feathers. Well, folks, I think you'll be able to actually see part of that just right underneath the bottom 3 tail feathers there. Sorry about the light there. You should be able to see just a little bit of doubling there below that, and it's actually the 8 tail feathers underneath. 7/8. So very cool. I was able to get one of those at a pretty decent price. And all these, I think I got really, really cool prices on. Another one that I thought I had in my collection but did not. It was an 1898 San Francisco. So it was AU55. I would probably go with that. Weird toning in the field there. It's kind of the reason why I got it. It's just kind of weird. Not clean, but it's definitely odd. Then last but not least is another hole filler. 1902 San Francisco minted Morgan VF20. Higher up in grades these go, man, they just get astronomical on this. But that one I could afford and did. Cool. So we'll next shift over to the Walkers. And there they are. All hole fillers, folks. All the way from, 1945 Denver. Most of these, by the way, have mint marks of some sort. I'm not gonna turn them around to go. But as you can see, a lot of these are just fillers. But, the decent high-grade filler here. Probably AU-ish. on that. But then there's some in here in fine condition, and some in VF. But all of them having mint marks. So, like the 29, for instance, should have a D off to the left side here. Alright. If it would not focus on my finger, should be able to see a D there. Speaking of D, one that I did pick up here, we may or may not be able to see it. This is a 1941, but it is an RPM. It's got a doubling of the date D, a D over a D, in other words, on top of a D. Well, I would say the second D is the one that's lower than the other D. I do not know if you can pick up on it there. You might be able to see it. I can see it, but the question is, do you see it? So anyway, the D that we're looking at is right here. You might be able to see the doubling for there. Pretty good shape, really. I thought I got a pretty decent price on it. That's breaching MS land right there. Probably not. Probably higher AU, but anyway. Pretty good walkers. Let's go ahead and check out some barbers. Okay, so here are the barbers. And just a quick story on the barbers. The barber house. I kind of shunned barber house for a long time. And all of a sudden, I just had the inkling to... Well, I actually had a lot of side barber house and really didn't realize it and started popping them into a collection book. And I'm going, wow, I could actually probably get most of these into a collection book. And okay, I didn't feel it even halfway, but I started collecting them, and onward we go. And that's what I have been doing. You can kind of see the dates here. That's actually a Philly there, so there's no mint mark in the back. Mint mark is usually on the bottom of the tail feather there, right side. Here, I'll show you one here. This is an S. The S, for some reason, they would put them in the middle, and then the O is to the right-hand side. Not very symmetrical. But anyway, you can see them. They're all in pretty decent condition. I was trying to think about which one was at least VF. It had full Liberty. Not that one. You can see a little bit of the L and the I there, but anyway, those will all fill holes just like these two here will, and these are in great condition. This is an 1892, I believe it is, just Philly, but it's in beautiful condition. It's at least strong VF, if not maybe broaching XF, but it's probably more VF than anything else. Just not enough detail in the wreath of the head. And then the same thing here with the dime. So anyway, it's interesting. Since I'm getting kind of clogged down with the Morgans because they really don't have a whole lot other than just upgrading with the Morgans, I started going with these. And I like to try to get the collections filled as much as possible first and then upgrade from there. But once in a while, I'll start upgrading like I did there. So anyway, very, very cool. Let's show one more coin. Okay, so here's an SLQ, one of my favorite, top three, probably number 3. Buffalo Nickels are number 2 for me, and then the Walking Liberties are just beautiful, aesthetic, beautiful coins that this country made. Anyway, hard to find SLQs at... it's hard to find SLQs at coin shows, but also hard to find them raw north of 1925. So anything before 1925 is hard to find, mostly because the date was always built up too high. It was the highest relief part of most of these coins, and it just got worn away. In 1925, they tooled the quarter and You'll see from 25 on to 30, the dates usually are there, and they wear down, yes, but they don't wear down all the way. Before that, no. There's so many SLQs out there that are dateless. You can't use Nicodate. I've tried. I knew it wasn't going to work, and I still tried. Dumb. But that's what melting coins is for. I'm not a fan of melting coins, but it's dateless, for heaven's sakes. This is in great shape. I kind of messed up on this. I actually have a 23, but I don't have a 23 in this good a condition. I would definitely say this is easily AU, probably 55, more than 58, but it's in beautiful condition. Pretty happy with it. But they had a couple of 24s there too. I should have probably went to 24. Anyway, that is it. That may not seem like a lot, but that was a good 3 hours of work right there. And mainly at one person's, coin collection. Very cool person named Ken out of Colorado Springs, and you know what? He's going to be seeing a lot of me in the future, because not only does he have a great coin collection, he has things properly priced. I can't quite say that for everybody at the Denver Coin Show, but for the main point, that's why you do a little shopping in the first place. But everything very, very cool. I'm very, very happy with everything on here. Probably my fave is probably the 78 7/8 tail feathers. I've always had a hard time with the reverses of 78s and figuring out which one's which. I think I have a pretty good idea about it now, but anyway. So that one and probably this Standing Liberty quarter are my faves out of all these. That's it. We'll see you next time, probably with a box hunt. So, hope you had a good time with this. It should be pretty short. Later, folks. Cheers.